There, everyone. Good morning. It's going to be another exciting day. Doing this interview, I have an interview at 8 and at 9 this morning Pacific. Then, actually, I'm going to go pick up an investor who has invested in one of our 6 and 20 programs. He's actually already been paid out, and he wants to go see what we're doing in Fresno. It's his first time going down there. He's actually from Southern California, someone I've known for at least 15 years. So we're going to go kick some rocks. We're going to go look at some of our active projects. Hopefully get several new kind of walkthrough videos for you. So that should be fun. But yeah, so it's going to be a fun and exciting day for me. I hope it is for you as well. First, let's talk about 2020. And if you've been watching this channel, we talk about cost of capital, consumer, all of that stuff. But really, it's all about real estate and real estate investing. And think I think it was in early January I did one of these daily videos and we talked about 2020 being bananas, right? We gave full credit to Tom Ferry in his interview. That was one of his closing comments that's really hit me. And I'm starting to get data just to show how crazy 2020 might be. And there's a pretty good chance that the national real estate value or appreciation or whatever you want to call that will exceed 10%. I remember 2004, I think it was. It was a pretty good year. I think it was in the high eights, low nines, depending on who you looked at or who you read. But that was the best year that I remember investing. I think my local market was up like 15% that year, but nationally was almost 10%. And I got a lot of this data from Steve Trang. He runs a podcast called Real Estate Disruptors, I believe. He's someone I follow. He's out of Phoenix, Arizona. If you've heard of him, if not, go check him out. He's doing it the right way. He is really looking to help people. He is somebody I follow. He might be below the radar of some of the real estate folks out there, but you should look up Steve Trang, Trang. I think it's Real Estate Disruptors. But he put out a post this morning. It was about 5 minutes long. It looked to be a meeting he was having with his staff, right? It was kind of a video, him, people around him. It was about 5 minutes long. But these were just the data for Phoenix, and I'm seeing the same data in my market, and I bet you're seeing the same data in your market. So let's go through some of the numbers. So inventory, right? Inventory of available homes in the multiple listing service. So for his market, last year the number was right around 19,000 in January, or I guess February, sorry, in February. Now it's 11,000. Right? I can't fathom a drop like that. 19,000 last year, it's 11,000 now. That's a drop of 35%. It's pretty hard to have a buyer's market when inventory is down 35%. He did two kind of pricing numbers. He did price per square foot is up 8.6% year on year. And then the median price, again, this is for Phoenix, right, which is a very large metro, is up 10.6%. So I actually watched the video twice, and I kind of asked myself, does this feel like 2004 where, I invested in, saw, felt, and for the most part, I got to tell you, it feels more, I guess, explosive would be a word. Because again, think about it, right? Inventory is down. Interest rates, right? I don't remember what they exactly were in '04, but they were over 6%. So a lot of people buying houses today, even investment houses, are getting something with a 4 on it. So that's, I don't know, what is that, 30% less? Right? So inventory down, interest rates low, economy just rocking and rolling, right? Do you see the employment numbers we talk about all the time? We see consumers buying Teslas and Apple products and just all kinds of stuff. So I don't know what else to tell you, but single family homes affordable single family homes are, it's going to be a very good year. I'm willing to guess that the average will be over 10%. Now, I'm still on record saying that the Bay Area, Manhattan, the places that are already way unaffordable, they're still in trouble because it's becoming easier to move out. I think the Bay Area and Manhattan will see a net migration out. It's just unaffordable, and politicians have no backbone to solve the problem of building more affordable units. Right, they're attacking symptoms, like we saw yesterday with Seattle stopping or preventing evictions. I couldn't believe that. You're going to prevent evictions for 5. I'm just, I mean, what does that solve? It doesn't solve anything. It's going to be yet another knee-jerk reaction that takes inventory away and makes the problem worse. I mean, it's the only logical outcome. Is there will be landlords that in this cycle will kick people out. They will fix them up. They will get maximum dollar, and they'll sell to owner occupants. It's what is going to happen, people. You're taking inventory off the market, which is going to hurt the people you're trying to help. I don't know why you don't see that. Next up, I saw, yes, yeah, I believe, yeah, of course. Yep, I'm still doing it. I still believe if you learn your market, there are good and great deals out there all the time. All the time. I've picked up 3 this year, I think. 3, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 1 in 100. Yeah, that's about right. I look every day still. I mean, you guys, when I talk about learn your market, these are not just empty words or platitudes that I do to sell a book or a course. I have no interest in those things. I only do what I only do what I say. I only say what I do. I look every day. It's, what time is it? 7:15 in the morning or something? I've already looked at my market for 20 minutes. I looked last night. I mean, come on. There you go. Awesome. Working on getting some good deals. You just got to look. You got to build confidence. You have to learn your market, and it takes time. I wish I could tell you it was easy. I think you need to look at your market every day for 90 days. Good. Awesome. You keep doing that. And I assume, just like all the other students that have taken my course, you will, in 60 to 90 days, just see it's like, oh, I'm starting to see the cracks in the system and I can start to make better deals. That's what I hope for you. It's worked for others. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work for you. But I guess we'll see. Just keep me in the loop. I'm not going anywhere. So keep doing the work, and I'll be here to help. So again, I think 2020, I almost said 2010. Where'd that come from? 2020 is going to be a good year to own single family homes. It's going to be very much like 04. It is going to go up 10%. You're welcome. So I think it's going to be a good year to do the work. So pretty crazy. On the back of what we talked about yesterday with Seattle, I got another insanely crazy politicians for you, this time in LA. Did you guys see this? LA is potentially considering using eminent domain to take an apartment building from someone. I don't know all the details. I read one article, but apparently this individual, which could be you or I, owns this apartment building. We've owned it for 30 years. 30 years we've owned it. And we, are now looking to raise rents. And the city is up in arms because apparently about 30% of the current occupants cannot afford the rent increase. And they have reached out to attorneys and city officials and all of that. Given full notice, even long, gave them a 10-month notice, all those things that you would want to have happen. And it looks like the LA politicians are seriously considering using eminent domain to take the building. We're taking private property now? Really? That's the answer? Why don't these LA politicians go out and get rid of all the ridiculous zoning requirements, the not in my backyard things, and go build some freaking housing? I mean, just go back to the conversation Jonathan Twomley and I had yesterday about Japan and Taiwan. They're, there they have kind of rules and regulations around safety, right? Earthquakes and whatnot are a big deal out there. But you can go ahead and build housing, right? You can see 8, 9 story structures in kind of mixed use areas and the like, and rents are going down, right? Rents are going down in Japan. That was a subtlety in Jonathan's discussion that I don't think politicians get. If you release the hounds of development, they will build, and they will build more than what's required, and then rents go down. That's what happens, right? It's also what happened when I reviewed Switzerland. Like, was it Finland or Switzerland? I don't know, one of those cold European countries where they had negative interest rates. People went out and, let's see what this says. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Where they had negative interest rates, had a building boom, and then rents fell. We need a building boom. That will fix the problem. California is in trouble. Lots of big cities are in trouble because it's not affordable. So, in the end, I'll be watching this to see if local communities can suddenly just take buildings. Now, with eminent domain, the owner will be I was going to say capitalized, but that's not the right word. He'll be given funds or value, right? Let's see if it's the real value or not, but he will be paid, so it won't actually be stealing per se. But anytime you take something from someone who doesn't want to sell, that's a kind of stealing in my book. Other things I noted today is refis were up this week from last week, which again is just people being smart, right? Rates were down because of the virus, because people were scared. It's already starting to unwind and tick up. I think the virus is going to be out of the headlines in 10 to 12 days, hopefully 10 to 14 days. We hopefully see the peak, like I talked about yesterday, in late February, and we can go about getting this potentially pandemic behind us. It's still going to be lots of problems in Asia and China. Q1 is going to be rough. And then the other thing I caught was it looks like a socialist won the New Hampshire primary, which is interesting. It looks like the 18 to 35-year-olds voted pretty substantially for Bernie, right? It's no secret who the socialist is. He calls himself a socialist. So it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens going into Super Tuesday. I think Joe Biden's chances at winning are slim to nil at this point. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I don't know why you would pick a socialist to go up against the current president when the economy is booming and all of that, but it's pretty. I don't know. I guess I don't get politics, but it will certainly be interesting to watch. I will be watching it because, as I've said for months now, the end of the year is going to be choppy, and we have to be ready to react. So again, a great day heading to Fresno. Going to bring a new investor to town. I'm going to hopefully get a walkthrough of at least 2 properties, one done, one in terrible shape just starting, and it should be a fun day. I do have an interview with Anna. I hope at 8 o'clock. She was feeling a little under the weather, so we will see. And then I have an interview at 9 o'clock with someone on Instagram who is doing some big things out in New York, I believe. So it should be a fun day. And then I'm going to go to Fresno and back. So it'll be a long day. All right, everybody, take care. Bye.